Hello, Aries. Welcome to the channel. Aries the Emperor here. I am back with another general reading for all of my Aries collective. If you guys are new here, welcome. This is an all Aries channel. For all of my Aries placements, cross watchers, you are welcome as well. To everyone, just take in mind that this reading may or may not resonate with you, and that is okay. Do not force the reading. And thank you guys to all of you who like, subscribe, comment, share, donate, book personal readings, shop the website. I am working to get the final personal readings out, as well as candle orders to you guys. If you'd like to connect with me, all of my information is in the description box located down below. All right. And as for my second channel, Kiss My Cosmo, where I read for all 12 signs, check that out as well. So we're going to read from the This Might Hurt, and it just might hurt your feelings or a cross watcher's feelings, 1111 on the timer. All right, Aries, let's jump into it. Let's see what messages come out for you guys in this spread. Have you been paying attention? I've just noticed the moon all day today, just like day by day filling up as we gear up um, to this next phase. You know, every time there's a new moon cycle, it's literally a new phase, right? All right, let's see what messages come out for you guys in this spread here. Messages for Aries, and hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. Not on camera today because I feel like I look a mess. So we're going to do it like this tonight, and then I'll be back on camera on tomorrow. But I didn't want to not give you guys a read, so excuse me for not being on camera. But all right, we're just going to try it like this tonight, okay? Okay. All right, so we have quite a few cards that came out. And we have the Ten of Cups. It did come out in reverse. All right, as you know, Ten of Cups is Cancer energy, which is the fourth house in the zodiac, on the zodiac wheel here. Normally upright, you know, this is an energy of things working out for you, and you know, things panning out in life. And not only that, it's for things to be panning out for you, it feels purposeful. You know, you feel a connection to God, or you feel a connection to spirit. You feel like you're doing God's work, or what you were put here on this earth to do. You know, that sort of thing here when it's upright, you know, and that's literally what that means when it is upright. When spirit is speaking through you, you know, from the heavens or the upper above, you know, whatever it is, or however you see it, or your beliefs. You know, we don't discriminate over here, but when it comes out in reverse, it could be things that are hindering you from connecting. You know what I mean? Because Cancer energy is the mother figure of the zodiac. So it's like your mom, you know, can sense things, you know, when something's wrong, whether you say it or not. It gives off that type of energy. Your mama, your grandmama, whatever type of figure that this may be in your life, or but this is just the example that I'm giving off. So this could be something that's hindering you from connecting to that part of you. You know what I mean? Or this could be just how you feel disconnected in a sense. Maybe you don't feel like maybe what you're doing is purposeful, or maybe not just to say purposeful. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't do anything for nothing, or at least that's what we need to at least aim. You know what I'm saying? To at least be doing something for some reason. You know, and hopefully a good one. But at the same time, you know, it still could feel like this isn't what you feel like you should be doing, or what you need to be doing. And nothing's wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's still your intuition speaking to you. And that's still God and spirit working through you. So don't ignore that. If you do feel like, you know, your Ten of Cups is not quite upright right now, it still don't mean you don't have a Ten of Cups. You know what I mean? It just means that you slowly need to work on it. You know, get these cups back up slowly, so that they do, you know, refill themselves here. And when I say that, I mean that in the power invested and you collective. All right, so let's see what else we got that came out right. A few cards came out, and I'm gonna take them as they are. They came out in reverse, baby. They came out in reverse. That's it. This one came out kind of sideways. It's the Eight of Wands. So I guess I'll just kind of take it like this is a gamble here is what I'm going to take that as. We got the Ten of Pentacles that came out in reverse as well here. So Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. Very, very fruitful energy. You know what I mean? If you don't already know that. 10 is reaching the height of something, and not just the height of something alone, but with a team or a significant other or a family unit, or, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. A collaboration on some longevity type of connection, or whether this is something that you created on your own, and you've created some type of generational wealth, or you have the power to create that, you know. Just like I said here, blockages, this is, I feel like, a time coming up where we definitely all are going to have to deal with some type of obstacle, some type of toxicity. You know, it's just something, unless you're just able to literally be in isolation and not have to deal with anybody on any type of level, you know, I guess lucky you, you know, but that's not exactly healthy either. You know, we were put here to fellowship here, and, you know, you never know. You meet certain people and they get you, you learn certain lessons, or they open up, you know, certain things, you know, about you, you know, even if they were meant to cross your path to help make sure you make it to your destiny, that type of energy, you know what I'm saying? So don't ever completely, you know what I'm saying, cut everybody out. Everybody needs somebody, you know what I'm saying? And I heard her saying once, take a friend to get a friend type energy here. So we got the Six of Cups here, but just know that everybody may not be your friend. And all them memories, you know, they memories, but they may not be good memories. And ain't nothing wrong with that either. But don't let that type of situation or thing make or break you. We got the Nine of Swords, and it came out in reverse. This I'm relieved to see come out in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an energy here where, you know, yeah, maybe I was stressed out. Maybe I am still a little stressed out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm figuring it out. I'm getting through it. And if I haven't, I'm going to make sure that it is something on the bucket list, you know, on the to-do list, and not just on the list, but top priority here. The Eight of Wands, we're going to take it upright. Sagittarius energy, and this is always a positive thing to see come out here, because this is where you thought there was no way. A way was created, a way was made, an opportunity, a window, a door of some sort here is opening, or has opened for you, you know, to come here. Especially after, if this may have been like a stressful situation. One thing about Aries is, like, you know, and I've said this before, when you go through something, you will disappear and then come back when you feel like you done figured it out, or you know, you've gotten it together, that sort of thing. And that's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's 100% an Aries trait. All right, let's see what else comes out, Spirit. Let them cards rain, baby. Yeah. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so Ace of Wands, you guys. Aries energy. I love it. Okay. All right, Two of Pentacles. That is that Taurus energy? Three of Swords, Gemini energy, and Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. I feel like let's get one more, because I thought this was even, but let's get one more. All right, so we have the Hermit and the Four of Cups to come out, And they both came out in reverse, all right? But we're going to put them down here, and we're going to go from there. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords. All right, let's break this down. Trying to straighten it up a little bit for y'all, but all right, let's get into it. You know, so like I mentioned already, you know, you come into this world already destined to do something. You're destined for greatness in your own right, your own birthright. It's written in the stars, literally. You know, as soon as you cross over and they write the time and the date down, boom, it's imprinted, fingerprinted in those stars, in that universe, right? That's you. You know, and some of you guys may need to go into hermit mode to remind yourselves of that, because you have been robbed of that, or put in positions where you feel like you don't deserve this or deserve that, or are not worthy of this or worthy of that. I'm getting survivor's guilt. It's like a lot of you would take the lesser versus what you really have actually worked for and what you deserve, which is the pie, baby. The whole fucking pie. You know, Four of Cups upright normally is just like an energy of being stuck in something. A cycle, emotions, feelings about something, taking what you really have as a blessing for granted because, you know, one area may not be what you feel that it should, or how you should feel, you know, or it's not making you feel how you want to be felt in that area here. This Four of Cups in reverse is releasing all of that type of energy. Stuck on what? Because whether in reverse or not, you got the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Destiny right here. And not just to say that. I don't want to keep saying that. I don't want to keep using that word, but your steps. Orchestrated. Tailored. Tailor-made just for you. Is what this is out here. Alright, we'll take it. Alright, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, and it came out in reverse. The Sun came out in reverse. And the Nine of Wands. Okay, Sagittarius energy, Leo energy. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy with the Ace of Swords. And Virgo energy with the Eight of Pentacles. Well, I mean, I feel like this energy here is giving, you know, above all, you know what it is that you need to do on some type of degree, to some type of degree, on some type of level. You know what I'm saying? You're not lost as you may like feel, or as you may come off to others. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely not anything you should worry about when it comes to others. You know, that, like I said, that's not what we're here for. We are going to attract and connect always with what is supposed to attract and connect and learn from us, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Just to be frank. And that sun energy is, you know, it could be moments where you feel discouraged, you know, or out of place, mishandled, unappreciated. Just, you know, especially if it's energies where you feel like you're having to tiptoe around to make others feel a certain way, then you definitely know, you know, that's the biggest red flag ever for you to, is giving you a hint to get out of there, you know, or you headed for a 9 of Wands situation, over a battle over and over again when it comes down to something here. And not only that's not being true to yourself, and clearly the other energy not respecting you as yourself is not, they can't be being true to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can't be true to you and be upfront and respect you the correct way means they don't even respect themselves. Somewhere down the line, there's an insecurity, there's a trauma, there's a toxic trait of some sort here. There's just something that's unhealed. There's a wound of some sort here. So, you know, just make sure you're not taking on those types of energies here to come right now, in the future. You know what I mean? Don't go back to, especially. All right, let's see what else comes out. This read's interesting. A little different than usual. But somebody needs to hear it. All right, so we'll take all 3 of these. All right, so we have the 5 of Wands, okay? Uh-oh, running out of space. 7 of Pentacles, okay? And High Priestess. All right, let's pull 2 more just so we'll have an even board. All right, Page of Wands and the Chariot. Cancer energy. I like to look at the Page of Wands as Aries energy, a young fiery sign between Leo and Aries. 7 of Pentacles being Taurus energy, and the 5 of Wands being Leo energy. So, like I said here, you know, there's definitely tension, you know, and then when it comes to Aries, there's always going to be, you know, some level of tug of war, or just like I said, anxiousness, anxiety. But it really just depends on your makeup, right? Your big 3, and what's in your most important houses, as far as the way you handle stress, the way you embrace happiness, just in general, right? 5 of Wands is that energy where it's gonna come in and it's gonna test you a little bit. It's shake up energy. It's like, are you really ready for this? Are you really hungry for this? And it may be instances where things are thrown in your path on purpose just to test you, you know, whether this is spirit or this is actual devil energy. I did see the 7 of Swords earlier, but we got the Emperor, is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. So, I mean, you definitely somebody that's up for the task. You always are, you know, whether you believe you are or not. That's how you find out. That's how you find the warrior within you, Aries. You know what I mean? And the 7 of Pentacles, once you know you can get through something and it wasn't that bad, then maybe let me try this with this 7 of Pentacles. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can get something out of this. You know, maybe I can grow this from this into something else. High Priestess energy, you know, it starts from a dream. And it also, it starts with you as well here, and how you're living and what you're putting out. You know, it definitely is what you're going to get back in, for sure, is what the High Priestess energy is. And like I said, I'm going to have to check and see what moon is coming up, but
I was in the country a few days ago, and it was beautiful, you know, just watching the sunset and the moon coming out, and then now seeing it tonight, how much it's filled up. So um oh, and look, well, that's more like a sun, but um still very cosmic. But the high priestess does represent the different moon cycles as well here, so that could be symbolic to someone. But like I said, we have the chariot, Cancer energy, and this is an energy of moving forward, making amends with situations here. You know, whether you are going to forgive and forget, or, you know, agree to disagree, or, you know, just leave things where they are in relationships. Page of Wands, you know, this is something that it looks like there's nothing or anything going on here, but look how much potential that there is in the background for this person to grow. There's an audience he can create, a venue of some sort here, and, you know, just imagine the possibilities here. It's just how you look at something. Is the glass half empty or is the glass half full, Aries? And I'm gonna leave this reading right here because I like seeing the Emperor at the bottom of this deck here, and that's what I want y'all to give and keep on giving. Hit that like and subscribe button for more messages from me. Like I said, I'll be back on camera tomorrow, you guys, but I really just wanted to come on like this. Let me know in the comment section how you guys like this read or this angle. Yeah, all right, I'll catch you later. Ciao.